Hi, my name is Olivia Moss, and I'm doing my speech on Japan. The purpose of my speech into it is to inform my peers about the culture in Japan. So, Japan is an island country in East Asia located in the Pacific Ocean, in the Northwest Pacific Ocean. It is bordered by the Sea of Japan to the west and extends from the Sea of Okhotsk in the north to the east, China Sea, and Taiwan in the south. Japan's unique culture developed rapidly during the Heian era. The imperial court turned out enduring art and poetry. The samurai warrior class developed at this time as well. Samurai lords called shogun took over the government in 1185 and ruled in Japan in the name of the emperor until 1868. Japanese people are an ethnic group that is native to the Japanese archipelago and modern country of Japan. Worldwide, approximately 129 million people are of Japanese descent, and of these, approximately 125 million people actually live in Japan. From anime to sushi, Japan leaves its cultural fingerprints all across the globe. It is known as quirky and an innovative country that is the source of many new trends and innovations. However, there is one aspect of this developed nation that has undergone an undeniably unique evolution, especially compared to other countries in Asia and Europe. I'm talking about communication in a global world. One reason is the concept of omotenashi, a word that is often translated with hospitality. It is more than genuine kindness towards guests, it's actually a sharp eye for detail, an awareness of individuals' needs, and efforts to always go the extra mile for people. So some of the top 10 words to describe Japanese people, according to foreigners, would be polite, punctual, kind, hardworking, respectful, shy, intelligent, grouping, formal, and clean. Another factor is that no matter how crowded it gets in a train, for example, Japanese people always strive to abide by the rules, which especially means paying attention to social codes, etiquette, and manners, even if it's bothersome. So basically, they all follow the rules, which in this country, no one does that. This mindset has genuine effects. If you lose your wallet in Japan, the likelihood of it not being stolen but it's except returned to the nearest police box is almost ridiculously high, which is crazy to think about because here in America, someone would steal it in a second. Crazy. The situations are not often told as positive stereotype about Japan. This is the kindness that Japan is famous for. However, this kindness is not tied to specific situations or people in Japan. Instead, it is an integral part of what being Japanese means. It is especially visible when someone from Japan interacts with someone from a different country, but looks entirely different for two Japanese people. I love this example that I read from an article. It says, when someone is walking their dog, in most parts of the world, it would be perfectly reasonable for a person to go up and talk to them and maybe even pet the dog, have a little conversation, right? That's just normal. But however, if the same scene were to happen in Japan, speaking to someone who is a stranger, even if you encounter them in a walk, is a big no. You do not just go up to people and talk to them. It's just not what they do there. If you'd like to approach the owner or have a friendly chat with them, the people would likely walk away in mild shock. Why are you trying to talk to me? Even those who'd politely respond would make an effort to physically and mentally distance themselves from you to achieve an absolute minimum of contact. So people really just don't want to talk to you. In Japan, people greet each other by bowing. A bow can range from a small nod of the head to a deep bend of the waist. A deeper, longer bow indicates respect, and a small nod with the head is usually a casual and informal. If the greeting takes place on tatami floor, however, people get on their knees to bow. Bowing your head or nodding is also done when apologizing or thanking someone. If you're not Japanese, a nod at the head is usually enough when you greet someone in Japan. Japanese people commonly address each other by using their family name while with like their family title. In Japanese, eye contact equals aggression, whereas here it's just like friendly. If you look someone in the eye, they completely look away. Direct eye contact is considered rude or intrusive in Japan, but it's also a sign of confidence. So many Japanese people would like interpret you if you were like staring at them, making eye contact. Japanese people would interpret it as overconfident or like arrogance. Japanese culture, people are taught to not maintain eye contact with others because too much eye contact is literally disrespectful. I found this so interesting that from when Japanese children are actually taught to look at other people's necks from a young age, which is just really funny. Japanese people are taught the utmost importance of punctuality from a young age at school, while many office workers will arrive at work early on a daily basis in order to avoid potential tardiness. So they are very on the dot type of people. It's because in Japan, it is common for people to arrive 10 minutes before the time that they are actually supposed to come. So when you're told to come to work at like 10, you need to be there working at 10. It's not like you come at work at 10 and you start at 10:15. You're working at 10. Some 5 table manners in Japan is only using wet towels to wipe your hands. You say thank you before and after your meal. You use chopsticks the right way. You hold your rice bowl while eating. You don't eat with your elbows on the table. Slurping is actually, slurp while eating noodles and drinking tea. And slurping is actually a sign of appreciation, which I learned, which is funny. No leftovers is basic etiquette. And 10 unique Japanese eating etiquette rules are never to raise your food above the table, never rest your chopsticks on your bowl, never use your hand to catch falling food, eat your soup with chopsticks, and return all your dishes how they were at the start of the meal once you were done. The culture in a Japanese work environment differs greatly that of people in the American workplace, whereas here in America, everyone at work is kind of like focusing on themselves, and it's really like an individual type thing. In Japan, it's like more of a group effort, making big decisions and doing everything. It's a group mentality. The traditional dress of Japan is the kimono. Kimonos are usually generally made of silk and have large sleeves and reach from the shoulders all the way down to the heels. They are tied with a belt called an obi. Some things to wear in Japan when you're visiting